just gonna, I'm up at Timmons. It's kind of, I'm waiting to see. Oh, here's John. I'm walking right by. I'm making a video, John. I didn't even see you there. I'm gonna talk on, Don had some stuff, but it's my friend John. I saw a bunch of the guys, and with some good talks. Apostle Allen told me that some people have been coming up to him that he doesn't know, and saying, "Are you Apostle Allen? Are you Allen?" And he'll say, "Yes, it's me," which is true, and they'll give him some money. He says it's kind of happened a few times. And I told Allen, I said, "Well, I do the videos, and the ones that you're on, I talk about you." I said, "It's possible some people might recognize you from the website and all. Some of the guys are not too familiar with all of the internet. They'll ask me, do you text people?" I actually don't. But so I said, well, there's other ways that some of our little videos go out, and I try and explain it to someone. But Alan, really, we could have did a video. I'll try to recap. I saw Shrek, George, a lot of my friends. It's still lunchtime as I make this at Timmons. But he was speaking good, and he focuses a lot on, sometimes, yes, critical of the pastors and all the different churches, but he focuses on many of the scriptures some that I share, that in the New Testament there is such an emphasis on helping your brother, reaching out to your fellow man. And sometimes Alan would get real rough, like, these churches, but I actually use some of the scriptures that Alan was talking about. In the final judgment, Jesus says, one of the judgment scenarios from Jesus himself, "If you did not do this unto the least of these, you did not do unto me." Talking about how in the New Testament, even I was telling Alan, even the verses we use about giving and tithing and so forth, but one of the key verses is in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 or 16, but the first few verses talks about the collection for the saints. And it's the Apostle Paul's ministry of collecting money when he visited the different Christian communities that he was establishing. And then he said, take up an offering. He wrote that to the Corinthian church, but he did practice this with the others. And he said, and this money I'll take back with me to the poor saints at Jerusalem and will distribute to their needs. And I was just doing a brief teaching with Alan, but much of what he said applied, that it's really not about, a whole lot of money for the machinery and buildings and so forth. It's okay to have them, but it's really the lifestyle of charity and reaching out. So I thought that would be important to mention. And Junior, I know everybody, but Junior, sometimes some of the guys over the years, for various reasons, you could see, maybe they're talking to themselves a lot today or in the last few months. And then they're talking in things that don't make any sense. But what I'll do is when somebody's like that, I'll just sit and listen. And Junior was doing that today. JR, he's a good guy. I like JR. But then as I'm talking to Alan, we're talking about scriptures. And even though a lot of the stuff that Junior was just talking to himself, he's been doing that the last year or so. Oh, Jimmy D. I just talked to Jimmy. He's up here too. I see everybody. But then, just us talking about scripture, even though Junior was rambling today, then for about 15 minutes, he was quoting verses. And everything he was saying was right on. Talking about grace, even mentioning sovereignty, and then quoting verses. And somehow in the spirit, whatever was planted in him throughout his life, it came out coherently and consistently. And it was just interesting to see that, because for about an hour before that, he was like somebody you might see and you'd be afraid of on the street because they're just talking up their head. So now the thing I want to mention, there's a few other, Jimmy D pulled up. I'm just talking to Jimmy before this came on, and George, and everybody. My friend Don, and Don will come to me to read. This is the stuff I'm reading with Don. Whenever he has any battles, Don is the friend that lives on the same street where Chief Markle lives, which is Stewart Street. And you've seen me make that video over there. But Don, his history was, Don himself was homeless for a lot of years. And then through a marriage, then they got a divorce, and eventually the beautiful property Don has, right down the street here, he managed to get it at a cheap price and to own this beautiful property. But I'll admit the house has kind of got some problems. But the pier, Don built that pier. You've not really seen me out there on the pier. But Don built it, and a lot of the guys from the street helped Don, and he paid them. And it's really a nice pier, okay? And for someone that was homeless to eventually keep the property, to have that beautiful pier, and I've been on the pier a lot. Well, today I heard the story before Don got up here, and I knew when Don got up here, he would show me all the paperwork, which I just read everything. They came out to Don's place this last week with a warrant. And they told Don they had a warrant, and this is all the paperwork, I won't show you. But they had a warrant to inspect the house because there was a report of substandard. Okay, we understand that. And we got to check it for all electrical. And this is pictures of cops walking up to the house. Understand, we do have a lot of crime that goes on. I mentioned the Beeville case. That's in B County, but I did bring that up. But now I'm looking at the pictures. And I read the affidavits, the warrants. It's the same type of stuff I would read if you actually were going to go and raid a crack house. There's no illegal activity at Don's house. But the warrant was, we're here to inspect everything. And they wanted to go on Don's pier. But they had the wrong address for the pier. And they kind of went out and said, well, we're going to check it anyway. But the warrant wasn't for the address of the pier. There's Albert taking off. I just gave him a cigarette. So, rightfully, he said, you actually don't have a warrant for the address, meaning the pier. It's a different number than the house. Well, then they went back, and then they got the warrant for the pier, but then they added a bunch of other violations. You say maybe it's because you discussed issues. Don actually thinks it's not. He didn't bring that up, but he thinks because one of the guys he was helping started working with the chief, which is a friend of Don, Chief Markle, that they mentioned something, and then that kind of caused the ball to roll. But as I look at, here's Jimmy right here. As I look at all the, Jimmy, say hi.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, I'm doing a video. I'm talking about Don's thing.
Okay.
I think that's Mondo.
Yeah, yes, that's
Brother Mondo. You heading out already or what? I might see you. I'm going to do this real quick. I'm talking about Don's thing. Okay. Yes, I'll see you in a minute. Mondo and Jim. But either way, now they want Don to vacate. Like, you got to move, you got to get it off the property. It's all substandard. I'll admit that the house, I've been in the house a few times. Yes, it's probably got problems. The pier is, look, the pier is nice. The pier is really a new structure, but they had violations on that. But all of this, going out, approaching, code enforcement, you got to leave, cops showing up. You would think if it was some type of meth house, which it's not, you would think, you know, when my son-in-law's gun was stolen, the cops basically said, we have so much crime going on in this area. They admitted, they said, you'll probably never recover your gun. But now with code enforcement, pictures of the cops showing up at his property, for code enforcement. Don, he almost has that property paid off. He still likes to make his payments on it. Don's on disability for many years. there's so many other things that I'm not here to complain about personally about Chief Markham, but there's so many other things. And I read all the affidavits, and the owner didn't let us get on because the warrant was for the wrong actual address. And they seem to have taken it personally that they had the wrong address. And so when they went back, they slapped a bunch of other code enforcement, even the pier, which, look, I would admit the house has probably got some problems. Hi.
Do you have a cigarette?
I'll give you one, huh? I'm doing a video.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll get it in a minute. That's, I forget her name now. Kristen. So I wanted to do this little update. You got to see Jimmy because I figured today we would do a few things. A lot of the scriptures that we were taught. I saw little Charlie, saw George. Joe just walked up. I haven't seen Crow and Claire. I usually like to have Crow talk. So this is the second one for the day. I'm sure you could find problems with houses that might be in code violation. But to tell people they got to vacate this place what they're going to tear it down. Don just put a new roof on the house, and I believe the cost of that roof is $7,000. Just did it not even a year ago because I was out there when it was being done. The only thing I would say is I just think there should be. Hey, it's Bobby. Bobby, say hi. Bobby Johnson. Go ahead. And Mike and Bear. I'm going to finish the video. I was talking on. This is little Bear. I was playing with Bear. It's my friend Mike. He showed up today. I'm finishing the video. And that's Brutus. He's a big one. That's JW's. Don, I got your stuff here. Okay, so I'll end it there. I just wanted you to maybe see a few friends. And we'll probably do another one in a little while. God bless.